Hello and welcome to lesson number 8. Today we're going to cover Japan. In Japan, irezumi is Japanese for tattooing, and Japanese tattooing has had its own distinct style created over centuries. Irezumi is done by hand using wooden handles and metal needles attached via silk thread. You can see an example over to the right here. This method also requires special ink called Nara ink. It is a painful and time-consuming process done by a limited number of specialists. The tattoo artist is called a harishi and usually has one or more apprentices working for him for a long period of time. They often become a part of the harishi's tattoo family. Irezumi was initially associated with firemen, who wore them as a form of spiritual protection. They were admired figures of bravery and roguish sex appeal, which inspired imitation. At the beginning of the Meiji period, the Japanese government outlawed tattoos, and irezumi took on connotations of criminality. Many yakuza and other criminals now avoid tattoos for this very reason. Tattooing for spiritual and decorative purposes in Japan is thought to extend back to at least the Yomon or Paleolithic period, approximately 10,000 BC. Some scholars have suggested that the distinctive cord-marked patterns observed on the faces and bodies of figures dated back to that period represent tattoos, but this claim is by no means unanimously accepted. There are similarities, however, between such markings and the tattoo traditions observed in other contemporaneous cultures. In the following Yayoi period, 300 BC to 300 AD, tattoo designs were observed and remarked upon by Chinese visitors. Such designs were thought to have spiritual significance as well as functioning as a status symbol. Starting in the Kofun period from 300 to 600 AD, tattoos began to assume negative connotations. Instead of being used for ritual or status purposes, tattooed marks began to be placed on criminals as a punishment. Until the Edo period, from 1600 to 1868 AD, the role of tattoos in Japanese society fluctuated. Tattooed marks were still used as punishment, but minor fads for decorative tattoos, some featuring designs that would be completed only when lovers' hands were joined, also came and went. It was in the Edo period, however, that Japanese decorative tattooing began to develop into the advanced art form it is known as today. The impetus for the development of the art were the development of the art of woodblock printing and the release of the popular Chinese novel Suikoden, a tale of rebel courage and mainly bravery illustrated with lavish woodblock prints showing men in heroic scenes, their bodies decorated with dragons and other mythical beasts, flowers, ferocious tigers, and religious images. The novel was an immediate success, and demand for the type of tattoos seen in its illustrations was simultaneous. Woodblock artists began tattooing. They used many of the same tools for imprinting designs in human flesh as they did to create their own woodblock prints. This included chisels, gouges, and most importantly, unique ink known as Nara ink or black ink, the ink that famously turns blue-green under the skin. At the beginning of the Meiji period, the Japanese government, wanting to protect its image and make a good impression on the West, and to avoid ridicule, outlawed tattoos. And irezumi took on connotations of criminality. Nevertheless, fascinated foreigners went to Japan seeking the skills of these artists, and traditional tattooing continued underground. Tattooing was legalized by the occupation forces in 1948, but has retained its image of criminality. For many years, traditional Japanese tattoos were associated with the Yakuza, Japan's notorious mafia, and many businesses in Japan, such as public baths, fitness centers, and hot springs, still ban customers with tattoos. Although tattoos have gained popularity amongst the youth of Japan due to Western influence, there is still a stigma on them amongst the general consensus. Unlike the US, even finding a tattoo shop in Japan may prove difficult, with tattoo shops primarily placed in areas that are very touristy or U.S. military friendly. According to Kunihiro Shimada, the president of the Japan Tattoo Institute, today, thanks to years of government suppression, there are perhaps 300 tattoo artists in Japan. Despite the majority of modern tattooing being done by needle gun, irezumi is still done traditionally. The ancient tattoo style is still done by specialist tattooists who might be difficult to find. Unlike Western-style tattoo artists, the majority of traditional irezumi artists are not located in the Tokyo area. It is painful, time-consuming, and expensive. A typical traditional bodysuit covering the arms, back, upper legs, and chest, but leaving an untattooed space down the center of the body, can take 1 to 5 years of weekly visits to complete and cost in excess of $30,000 US. The process is also much more formal than Western tattooing. Whereas Western tattoo artists tend to do exactly what the customer wants, traditional irezumi artists tend to go back and forth with the customer and discuss what they'd like the tattoo to look like, as well as reserve the right to refuse service. Rather than electric guns, wooden handles and metal needles attached via silk thread are utilized. The koi. The meaning of the koi symbolizes determination, strength, courage, desire for success, and the element of water. Japanese tattoos of koi fish are another of the most popular tattoo designs in traditional Japanese tattoo art. Koi are a specially bred type of carp, a fish native to China. Koi are given masculine qualities in traditional Eastern folklore, such as strength and bravery. The koi in China are known to swim upstream in the Yellow River, but very few swim past a point known as Dragon's Gate. Koi who make it past Dragon's Gate are said to be rewarded by turning into dragons. For this reason, koi also symbolize determination and a strong desire to succeed and become something more. The phoenix, meaning rebirth, triumph, and the element of fire. This tattoo, unlike many other Japanese tattoos, shares a background with other cultures. The phoenix is a bird that is consumed by fire and then rises from its own ashes. The story exists in many cultures and at many times throughout history, including Greek and Roman mythology, Middle Eastern folklore, and even the Americas. The Japanese phoenix story draws its source from the story that's indigenous to mainland China. Regardless of origin, phoenix tattoos are meant to symbolize rebirth and triumph, as well as a renewal and rebuilding of oneself. The tiger. The tiger means strength, courage, the protector against bad luck, evil spirits, and disease. It's also associated with the element of wind. The Japanese tiger tattoo carries with it the same traits we attribute to the real animal: strength and courage, but also long life. The tiger tattoo wards off evil spirits, bad luck, and disease. The tiger is a symbol for both the north and for autumn. They control the wind, and they are one of the 4 sacred animals. Lion and Foo Dog, meaning to be protective, strong, courageous, good luck, and heroism. This tattoo represents both a lion and a dog. More specifically, it looks like a lion with pointed ears. Foo dogs are protective, strong, and courageous. As statues, they serve to keep evil out. As tattoos, they serve as protectors and often indicate a courageous person with heroic aspirations. The snake, meaning protection, wisdom, good luck, strength, and change. In traditional Japanese tattoos, the snake holds a wide range of meanings and performs a number of important functions. Among its many attributes are protection from illness, disaster, and bad fortune. Snake tattoos also represent wisdom and protection, particularly from the results of bad decisions. The snake also embodies regeneration, healing, and medicine. Revered in Japanese culture, the snake was associated with medicinal rites and remedies. As a symbol of good luck, it was also thought to bring good health. The Japanese snake tattoo also represents the divine feminine or the holy female attributes. It was thought that much in the same way a snake sheds its skin, a woman could take on the positive attributes of a man. Seems a little bit sexist, but it was ancient Japan after all. Lesson of the day. Japanese tattooing, koi fish. So let's dig a little deeper into koi tattoos. The koi fish is a symbol with extremely deep meaning for those who choose it as part of their body art. If you have been considering getting a tattoo that involves a koi fish, take the time first to learn the meaning associated with them. The traditional significance of a koi fish tattoo can vary depending on the fish's orientation, whether it is going up or down on your body, along with the color. You want to be sure that your koi fish tattoo conveys the desired meaning. The koi legend. Koi fish have a very long history in Chinese and Japanese culture. They were originally common carp and were later domesticated and bred to produce certain colors. Chinese invaders brought koi to Japan, where the fish flourished. Koi fish are prominent in the work of Japanese tattoo artists because of a long-standing legend of how the fish became dragons. Most of the meaning and symbolizing behind the fish stems from this ancient legend. According to Chinese and Japanese myth, there was once a giant school made up of thousands of koi fish swimming up the Yellow River in China. As they swam, they gained strength by pushing against the current. However, on the Yellow River, there's a waterfall. Once the fish reached the waterfall, most turned back and just went with the current because it became too hard. The ones who remained continued to try to reach the top of the waterfall. These koi kept trying for 100 years. At last, one koi successfully leaped to the top of the waterfall. To reward this dedicated koi, the gods turned it into a beautiful golden dragon. The falls have become known as the Dragon's Gate, and legend has it that to this day, any koi that has the strength and perseverance to journey up Dragon's Gate will become a heavenly dragon. It is also said that if a koi is caught, it will await the cut of the knife without a quiver, with the bravery of a samurai warrior facing the sword in battle. This clearly portrays the cultural beliefs in the strength and courage of the koi. Koi direction. Beliefs about the meaning and direction of koi fish and the way it's swimming vary greatly. Some theories of what it means are actually contradictory, but if you are using a koi in your tattoo, you can choose the meaning that applies to you. Tattoos are your form of self-expression. Upstream. A couple meanings. You are currently in a battle or struggle and are still fighting obstacles, but won't give up. Or you have overcome obstacles and have now gained the strength you need to continue against the current. Downstream, you don't yet possess the strength to make it against the obstacles and move towards success, or you have already achieved your goals and overcome your obstacles, and you are no longer fighting that current. Koi fish are capable of adapting to many different climates and water conditions, and can symbolize strength. It is inherent in a koi's nature to swim upstream. Through the koi fish legend, you can see that they show great determination, dedication, perseverance, and success. Here are some of the things that they can symbolize: overcoming obstacles and reaching a goal, completing a transformation in life, worldly aspiration and advancement, prosperity, good luck, and a long life, power, independence, masculinity, passionate love, friendship. When it comes to koi colors, the black koi is associated with successfully overcoming an obstacle. This symbol is great for those who have gone through a tough battle in life and have finally made it to a place of strength. These obstacles can include depression, drug addiction, an abusive relationship, and many other situations. In Japanese culture, mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters are all symbolized by different colored koi fish. On Children's Day, which is May 5th, families fly flags of the fish representing each member of their household so that they appear to swim upstream against the wind. The black koi is the symbol of the father. The red koi often has the connotation of love, and not just any love, a very intense love. A red or orange koi is a symbol for the mother of the family, and a red or pink koi is a symbol for a daughter. Red koi can also symbolize power and bravery, both common associations with red. The blue koi fish is often very masculine and can be associated with reproduction. Blue and white koi are symbols of the son of a family. As with anything blue, it also represents peace, tranquility, and calmness. When it comes to yellow, tattoos often use a combination of yellow and orange to represent a gold-colored koi. These gold-colored fish symbolize fortune and wealth. The Japanese term for them is yamabuki. The yin-yang. Koi fish are often paired with the yin-yang symbol. The sides of black and white are said to resemble a female and a male koi swimming together, representing the harmony of two opposite energies coming together as one, creating a perfect balance. In Taoism, yin and yang further symbolize the dueling sides of all things and the perfect balance and harmony of them. The circular movement of the fish represents the belief that all things in life are connected. And the zodiac symbol for Pisces similarly depicts two fish swimming in a yin-yang fashion. Fire and water, including both fire and water with koi fish, can further exemplify the balance and harmony in life, much as the yin-yang does. It symbolizes the opposite powers coming together. In the example to the right, you see a lotus, and then you see fire coming up, and it mixes with the water. And up at the top, you see the water there. It's a little bit difficult to see because it wraps, but that is one example of mixing those two. The koi dragon. Since the legend states that the koi became a dragon at the end of its long, difficult journey, the two together can represent a transformation. The dragon koi symbolizes overcoming difficulties, alluding to the koi's climbing of the dragon gate. The dragon koi shows strength and will, the will to go against all odds to reach its destiny. A dragon is also a representation of power and ferocity, along with mystery. It represents a rebirth, new start, or beginning. It indicates the ability to move on and begin with a clean slate. Adding the lotus. The lotus is a beautiful flower that grows out of muddy ponds. Bringing the lotus and the koi together further represent pain, struggle, and growth. Just as the koi started as a little fish and grew into a strong dragon, the lotus starts out in a dirty pond, but still grows and becomes beautiful. Today's assignment is to create an authentic koi fish design. Do research when choosing elements, style, colors, and be able to explain each portion of the drawing. Include all versions, print, web, stencil, and add it into your apprentice book as available for those that are looking for an authentic koi. And that is it for today, my friends. I will see you next time.